Here we go. Why does it say Hashem Yikalu? Those people that abandon God will be destroyed. What is it referring to? People who place the Sefer Torah somewhere. Exactly where? We'll see. And Yotze and walk away. Rabbi Bahu Nafik ben Gavra Gavra. Rav Bahu is referred to perhaps even between Aliyahs. By Rav Papa, Pesukam out, take you. So Rav Bahu is saying Nafik. What about Rabbi Bahu would leave? Sorry, I didn't explain this properly. Rav Bahu would leave between Aliyahs. Mistama is permissible. What about ben Psukim? The Gemara is left unresolved. Says the Shulchan Aruch, almost verbatim our Gemara. Asur latzayis laniach Sefer Torah kishu pasuach. A person is not allowed to leave if the Sefer Torah is open. Now, we saw last week what is the definition of open Sefer Torah, because we needed to know this, because when you're allowed to talk. So we said the moment the Sefer Torah is open, you're not allowed to talk anymore. You're not even perhaps you're not allowed to learn. So we defined, I think, opening up the Sefer Torah, meaning if the person is literally called to the Torah already, the moment he begins reciting the brachot, then a person will not be allowed to walk out of shul. So let's say if you're, I'll give you an example. This happens to me all the time. I walk in here, not on a Tuesday, unless it's Rosh Chodesh, or on a Thursday it happens. I walk in, you guys are still up the laning, right? So I would not be allowed, even though I'm walking in, and I think most will realize I davened already. I hope, maybe not, you'll never know. I still would not be allowed to walk out in between laning, right? However, Ben Gavra L'Gavra Shabbat where between Aliyahs, a person is allowed to walk out. It says the Mishnah Berurah, and again, the Mishnah Berurah now is going to elaborate in source 16 on our, and basically he's going to quote, bring our Gemara. V'zeh nemar, v'zeh Hashem yikalu, Mr. Gaminan vidishavku, Raisa da yishtatzun. And this is explained that those people, they're abandoning the Raisa, they're abandoning God. It's almost as if they're like, they don't care. The Torah is out. Remember, if a Sefer Torah is Divrei Hashem, and you're about to hear Divrei Hashem, you're like, oh, I gotta go. That's just not considered appropriate behavior. Even if, so you might think, oh no, that means we're from the 10th guy. No, even if you're the 13th guy, you're still not allowed to walk out during laning. And even if you're in my case, where you went to an earlier minyan and you walk in and they're laning, you're stuck. You have to remain until the end of the aliyah, and perhaps even until the end of the bracha, until the Mavareh finishes his bracha. Of course, Mishnah Berurah qualifies. Of course, not if you're the 10th guy. If you're the 11th guy or more, then of course you'd be allowed to leave the shul. Or you'd be allowed to leave, want to come back right away. And again, even this is what's amazing. The Mishnah Berurah writes, also, even between aliyahs, you're only allowed to leave when the tzarech gadol, only there's a great need, right? Not if you want to stretch, not if you want. A bathroom is a good example. Mamash, your mother's calling. There's an emergency.
Would bathroom only be a viable excuse in between aliyahs, not even during?
I mean, the problem is you're going to go to the washroom between aliyahs, you're going to laning. The problem is if you have to go to the washroom, then you can't daven. You can't wear tefillin, so then you got to take them off.
And you can't
you can't learn Torah, right? Exactly. Says the Bir Halacha 17. Oh, Shuba Sud is good. Milashon Zamashma that filu itchilu adan likras asar bekivach kfar niftach hasefer. This is what I was referring to before. That what is the definition of kishu patuach? What does it mean when it's open? What does that mean, right? What does it mean if the door is open? So the answer we're trying to say is that once it's already there on the bima, and they're opening it to begin the process of the bracha, for example, after besif bes satam machaber karam davka gishel likra asur. So he wants to make a distinction between two different times. When it comes to talking, it could be that you're allowed to talk in gavra legavra until we've actually begun reading the Torah, as opposed to the moment they open the Torah. Now, I have to double check, so I don't remember. I'm pretty sure that once he's began reciting the bracha, you're not allowed to learn anymore. Maybe not. Maybe you'd be allowed to continue looking in a sefer then. What? For sure not talk.
When they call up the
call up for sure. That's considered ben gavra the gavra. And the God they give me an aliyah, because really mikara din you have to hear the words of the Torah leading. For sure to talk you can't talk. He wants to say here that leaving, which by the way makes sense, leaving is much more problematic than perhaps talking. Leaving is a mamash disgrace. It was Vei Hashem, like a band. You're about to lane, you're about to do Divrei Hashem. What are you doing? You're walking out. That's much more disgraceful than talking. Although some rabbis usually before the drasha, if you're going to talk, just leave. I don't know, maybe that's not the same. I don't know. That's not what it's saying here.
If you have a viable excuse to go out that maybe isn't considered an excuse according to the halacha, would be better technically to go out then, no?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, as opposed to what?
Like if you're going out because you have to talk to somebody outside.
Let's read on. Look at this. Meaning, what he wants to say is there's a havamina. Hopefully, you guys remember this from last time. There's a havamina to say that maybe you're allowed. We say you're allowed to talk divrei Torah between aliyos, but it could be once the sefer. But if that's true, but no one's going to say they're allowed to talk. But when you leave, we're going to say that if you're allowed to leave between aliyos, but perhaps you're allowed to talk divrei Torah between aliyos. So we see on the other hand, what's more machmir? It's more machmir. We see we're worried much more. I mean, again, we're making about leaving. Yeah, sure you can leave. Meaning between aliyos you can leave. So in one area we're machmir, one area we're meko. So that's what the Bir Halach is pointing out. Le'inen latzig shupatuach chamer hacha mahata. But here specifically in this instance, meaning when it comes to at the moment that you're not allowed to leave, he wants to point out that is when does that begin? When the Sefer Torah is meiniach and the beginning the laning process. Masha'en came when it comes to, let's say, learning, or let's say when it comes to a gabbai, perhaps because issues with the gabbai. I mean, a gabbai would be allowed to talk and converse between aliyot, right? He has to deal with certain things, and if that's the case, he'd be permitted to do so. But however, once maybe when it's batuach, then but to leave would be more machmir. To some extent, leaving we see again, as in this instance, is going to be more machmir. It's going to start quote unquote at an earlier time, the moment it's batuach. However, he wants to know the Rambam, however, might only say it's only asur to leave once you've actually started learning. So he says we should be mekil, we should be machmir, that the moment the Sefer Torah is a niftach, the person should not leave. You could even argue that what about if the Baal Korah shows the person the makom? So the question is, that's also niftach. No, very hard to see a place without being niftach, right? So it could even be, and the truth is I don't know. I didn't. I look at this right now. What? So this could already be before the bracha started, right? Meaning you see the spot they made the bracha. So I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all. One can maybe even argue that that's when the beginning of niftach is. Niftach, to show the person the spot, maybe that's already niftach, because we're already engaged in the Sefer Torah itself, as opposed to, learning, as opposed to talking about something of a great need, you could be allowed to do even during that point in time, because I'm not used to anything, if the guy to see the spot, why can't I continue learning at that point in time? I don't need to, right? So it could be there's another Inyan Pacific over there, again, we're more machmir, by walking out, perhaps we could even make that point. Okay. I don't want to rush this because it's not going to do it justice. We're just mamash in the middle. The truth is, when do you guys start camp?
Tomorrow.
Pre-camp is this weekend. Next week is no start through.
So anyways, if I give you a shirt tomorrow, you're still going to come. What time does pre-camp start?
We're leaving at 12. For us, 12:30.
But you're not going to dominate at 30 million.
Yeah, we're going.
You are?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine.
I'm all packed up. It's not like I have to do it right now.
Fine. So Bli Neder, what I might do is, I'm going to do tomorrow morning. What am I doing tomorrow morning? Tomorrow is the 24th. I have to be at Shat at 9, but I'm going to go late. Okay, I'll get there at 10. It's fine. Okay, so we're gonna. I want to finish at least this topic because it finishes Sefer Torah, and then we'll do a Simat Tefillah, Mir Hashem, I guess in August at some point in time.